Have you ever wondered why the more you chase something, a person, a dream, an answer, the further it seems to slip away? Maybe you're exhausted, giving it your all, yet nothing seems to work. In this video, we're going to uncover why that happens, and how the law of attraction quietly works against you when you're vibrating from a place of desperation and lack. You'll learn why chasing is not the same as truly attracting. We'll talk about the paradox of attachment, the power of letting go, and the hidden truth behind those who effortlessly manifest what they want. If you feel like you're trying too hard, trying to control everything, and still nothing changes, this video is for you. Have you ever felt frustrated chasing someone who only pulls away? Or blamed yourself for wanting something so badly, but it never shows up? If so, stay with me until the end, because today, you're going to discover what's truly blocking your manifestation, and how to flip the script right now. There's a strange irony in life: the harder we chase something, the faster it seems to run away. Whether it's love, money, success, or even inner peace, the more we pursue it with desperation, the more distant it becomes. This isn't just a frustrating pattern, it's a fundamental misunderstanding of how the universe responds to our energy. In the realm of the law of attraction, what you project emotionally is far more powerful than what you say or do. When you're chasing, you're not just seeking, you're declaring, energetically, that you don't have. That you are lacking. This is the frequency of absence. And the law of attraction doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you are. So if your being is screaming, "I need this to be happy," the universe mirrors back more need, more distance, more frustration. That's why the pursuit often feels like a treadmill. You move, but you don't get anywhere. This creates an emotional trap. The more you want it, the worse you feel without it. And the worse you feel, the more blocked your manifestation becomes. It's not about abandoning your desires. It's about understanding that chasing is rooted in fear: fear of not having, fear of being left behind, fear of not being enough. And fear never attracts what you desire, it attracts more reasons to be afraid. As Neville Goddard wrote in Feeling is the Secret, you are already that which you want to be, and your refusal to believe this is the only reason you do not see it. The belief that something is missing is the very thing keeping it missing. The moment you internalize this truth, the chase becomes unnecessary because you realize it was never about going after anything. It was always about aligning with it. So, if you've been running, striving, reaching, maybe it's time to stop. Not out of defeat, but out of wisdom. What you seek might be trying to find you, but it can't catch you while you're running away from yourself. Have you ever noticed that the more desperately you want something, the more it seems to slip away? That's no coincidence. The law of attraction doesn't just respond to what you want, it responds to the energy behind your want. And what most people don't realize is that desperation has the vibration of lack. When you chase something with fear of losing it, you're broadcasting a message of scarcity. And the universe, like a perfect mirror, reflects that back to you: absence. Imagine someone trying to win over another person with constant texts, pleas for attention, and anxious energy. It doesn't bring people closer, it pushes them away. The same applies to money, health, opportunities, or any dream. Excessive attachment creates resistance. The more you say, "I need this to be happy," the more you affirm that you're not happy. And that's exactly what the universe amplifies: not having it. Desire in itself is not the problem. It's the energy behind the desire that matters. Are you acting from a place of joy and trust? Or from fear and urgency? That difference may seem small, but it's everything. The vibration of confidence attracts. The vibration of desperation repels. When you act as if it's already yours, you attract it. When you act out of fear that it won't come, you block it. One of the greatest spiritual secrets is this: let go of control. That doesn't mean giving up, it means trusting. When your desire is rooted in peace and surrender, everything flows. As Wayne Dyer once said, you don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. Become someone who already lives in the frequency of what you seek. This doesn't require force, it requires presence. So, the first step to manifesting more is to stop chasing. Instead, start attracting. Stop yelling for what you want. Start tuning into the feeling of already having it. Only then will life stop feeling like a desperate race, and begin to feel like a dance between intention and trust. We've been taught that control is the path to success. That if we just plan every step, force every outcome, and hold on tight, we'll eventually get what we want. But the law of attraction tells a different story. The more we try to control everything, people, timing, outcomes, the more resistance we create. And that resistance becomes the very wall that blocks the flow of abundance. Trying to control is born from fear, the fear of not getting what we want. And fear sends out a powerful signal to the universe: I don't trust. I don't believe. I'm desperate. This energy repels what we desire, rather than attracting it. It's a subtle form of self-sabotage, one masked as determination, but fueled by anxiety. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing the tension, the worry, the desperate need to know how and when. It means saying, I've done my part. Now I trust. And this shift in energy changes everything. As Neville Goddard once said, you must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, not the effort of forcing it to happen. This is where the paradox emerges. The more you chase, the more you affirm that you don't yet have. But when you relax, detach, and trust, you align with the energy of already having it. This alignment makes you a match to the reality you desire, and life begins to mirror that shift. Letting go is not passive. It's powerful. It's the act of aligning yourself with the flow of life instead of swimming against it. The universe responds not to desperation, but to clarity, confidence, and inner peace. And sometimes, the greatest breakthroughs come right after we stop trying so hard. When you stop chasing, something remarkable happens: you become the magnet. And that magnetism has a name: self-worth. Self-worth isn't about arrogance or pretending you don't care. It's about an inner knowing that you are already enough, already whole, and already deserving. When you operate from this place, you emit a different frequency, one that says, I don't need to prove my value, I already embody it. And that frequency? That's what pulls in people, opportunities, and abundance with seemingly no effort. Most people think they need to act confident to attract what they want. But the law of attraction doesn't respond to performance, it responds to vibration. If you feel unworthy, no matter how confident you appear, you'll attract circumstances that reinforce that inner lack. On the other hand, true self-worth isn't loud, it's quiet. It's calm. It doesn't beg. It believes. Let's be clear, the universe isn't testing you. It's reflecting you. So if you're constantly chasing validation, love, or success, what you're really broadcasting is that you don't believe you deserve it yet. And so it keeps running. Not to punish you, but to mirror your own energy back at you. The shift happens when you stop asking, how do I get what I want, and start living from the question, what would someone who already has it believe about themselves? That's where the transformation begins. Because when you move through the world like you're already chosen, the universe has no choice but to meet you at that level. As Neville Goddard said, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. That's not just philosophy. That's vibrational alignment. There is a subtle but powerful truth that governs all forms of manifestation. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you believe you are. That's why chasing, begging, or pleading never works. It emits the energy of lack. Of desperation. Of, I'm not enough without this. And the universe mirrors that right back to you. But when you anchor yourself in your self-worth, when you believe, deeply, that you are already whole, already worthy, already enough, you become magnetic. You stop chasing, and things start arriving. It's not about ego. It's not about arrogance. It's about quiet certainty. A calm presence that says, I trust that what is meant for me will find me. In The Master Key System by Charles F. Haanel, it's written, The power to create depends entirely upon spiritual power. There are 3 steps: idealization, visualization, and realization. But none of these work if your inner identity is rooted in unworthiness. That's why the true work isn't about getting, it's about becoming. When you become the version of you that already has what you desire, everything aligns. People think it's about techniques, affirmations, vision boards, scripting. But those are tools. The real shift happens internally when you stop needing and start believing. When you trust that your desires are not random, they are the whispers of your highest self, calling you back to alignment. True magnetism is silent. It doesn't need to prove. It doesn't seek approval. It simply is. When you embody this state, you walk differently. You speak differently. People feel it without you saying a word. And the things you once chased begin to orbit around you. When you chase something out of desperation, your energy vibrates on a frequency of lack. You are broadcasting to the universe a simple message: I don't have this. I'm incomplete without it. I need it to feel whole. And the law of attraction, always responding to your dominant vibration, gives you more of what matches that state: more lack, more emptiness, more distance between you and what you want. Think of how you act when you're desperate. You overthink. You send too many messages. You lose your sense of self. You try to force outcomes, analyze every detail, and constantly doubt whether you're doing it right. That needy energy repels what you want. Not because you're being punished, but because what you desire cannot flourish in an environment where fear and urgency dominate. Now, contrast that with confidence, the calm certainty that what you desire is already yours in essence. Confident energy doesn't chase. It attracts. It moves with inner security. When you know your worth, when you trust the timing, when you carry yourself with assurance, you become magnetic. You don't beg for love, money, or opportunities. You embody the version of yourself who already lives in alignment with those things. This principle is echoed in The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, where he states, "The moment you truly understand that the present moment is all you ever have, you let go of your desperate pursuit of the future." Confidence keeps you rooted in the now, while desperation pulls you into a future that never arrives. The irony? When you stop running after the outcome, and instead focus on being the version of you who already feels worthy, fulfilled, and abundant, that's when the results chase you. You don't manifest by force. You manifest by frequency. One of the most misunderstood aspects of the law of attraction is the role of effort. We live in a society that glorifies hustle culture, where effort and productivity are seen as the ultimate virtues. But when it comes to energy, frequency, and attraction, effort often becomes counterproductive. The more desperately you chase something, the more you activate the vibration of lack. You're saying, without realizing, I don't have this yet. And that statement becomes your dominant frequency. This is the paradox: trying too hard often pushes what you want further away. Why? Because effort fueled by fear, insecurity, or anxiety creates resistance. It blocks the natural flow of the universe. Instead of allowing, you're clenching. Instead of aligning, you're forcing. Abraham Hicks speaks often about this idea: when you want something and it feels like it's missing, your vibration is not of wanting, it's of lack. That's why many people who work the hardest are also the ones who feel most frustrated. They are grinding against the current instead of floating with it. This doesn't mean you should sit back and do nothing. But it does mean you should act from alignment. Inspired action comes from a place of peace, trust, and certainty, not from a place of desperation. When you're aligned, your actions feel joyful, not burdensome. Your steps feel guided, not chaotic. You become magnetic because you're no longer chasing, you're embodying the result. So ask yourself, are you moving forward in flow, or are you fighting against reality in fear? The law of attraction rewards internal alignment more than external effort. The moment you release the resistance, the manifestation rushes in. Because now, you're no longer chasing it, you're resonating with it. One of the most misunderstood aspects of the law of attraction is the principle of detachment, not indifference, not coldness, but magnetic detachment. This is the energy that says, I want this, I welcome it, but I don't need it to feel whole. The paradox? The less you cling to something, the more it wants to come closer. This is the energetic signature of true alignment. When you detach, you remove the desperation. You strip away the inner noise of, why hasn't it happened yet, and, what else should I do? And in that silence, the universe finally has room to echo back your intentions. It's like trying to hear a whisper in a storm. Only when the chaos ends can the truth be heard. That calmness? That's what draws your desires in. This doesn't mean you give up your goals. You still visualize, act, and move forward, but without obsession. You trust in divine timing, you believe in unseen orchestration, and most importantly, you radiate the energy of already having it. Detachment doesn't kill desire, it energizes it with quiet confidence. Author and spiritual teacher Michael A. Singer writes in The Untethered Soul. Let go of the tendency to protect, defend, and control. Simply permit the things that disturb your peace to come and go. That's detachment. That's freedom. And ironically, that's also power, the kind that magnetizes your dreams instead of chasing them. The people who seem to effortlessly attract love, money, success. They're not lucky. They're not hustling harder. They've mastered this, the art of not needing, while still deeply desiring. Their energy is magnetic because it's sovereign. No one wants to be chased, but everyone is drawn to what shines calmly and confidently. So ask yourself, are you grasping, or are you glowing? In the realm of the law of attraction, there's a principle often overlooked but incredibly powerful, the mirror effect. What does this mean? It means that the external world is always reflecting your internal state. So when you're desperately chasing love, money, approval, or success, you're not attracting those things. You're actually amplifying the feeling of lack. Because that's what you're radiating. Think about this, when you walk past a mirror and frown, the reflection frowns back. But if you smile, the image returns that same smile. Reality works in a similar way. If you're constantly projecting a vibration of, I don't have it, the universe reflects that lack right back to you. That's why so many people say, it's when I stopped caring that it finally came to me. Because letting go shifts your vibration. You move from lack to abundance. From desperation to calm confidence. You stop chasing, and you start aligning. Author Vadim Zeland, in Reality Transurfing, says, the more importance you place on something, the more you push it away. This isn't just spiritual talk, it's energetic logic. Importance creates excess potential, and excess potential disrupts balance. The universe always seeks equilibrium. So when you make something too big, life moves to restore balance, by pulling it away from you. So, here's the key, instead of focusing on what you want, focus on becoming the version of you who already has it. This version doesn't chase. It doesn't beg. It radiates. And the world mirrors that radiance right back. In his book The Wisdom of Insecurity, Alan Watts explores a powerful paradox. The more we try to grasp something, happiness, love, success, the more it slips through our fingers. This idea aligns with what is often referred to in the law of attraction as the law of reversed effort. When your desire is filled with tension, fear, or desperation, it actually repels what you're seeking. Think of someone who's drowning. The more they flail and panic, the more they sink. But if they stop fighting and let themselves float, they begin to rise. The same is true in manifestation. The emotional energy you send out, whether it's anxious chasing or calm knowing, determines what comes back to you. This is not about not wanting what you desire. It's about letting go of the mental noise that says you need it to feel whole. When you chase love, for example, your vibration says, I don't have it. And the universe responds accordingly. But when you rest in the knowing that you're already whole, you create a magnetic field that draws in exactly what aligns with your state. This principle is echoed in the Tao Te Ching. By letting it go, it all gets done. The world is won by those who let it go. Lao Tzu. So instead of forcing, focus. Instead of chasing, attract. Instead of needing, align. This reversal of effort is not passivity, it's inner mastery. It's surrendering the fight and stepping into your power as a co-creator with the universe. In practice, this means releasing urgency, practicing presence, cultivating trust, shifting from "I must" to "I allow." Once you understand this law, you begin to see how much unnecessary struggle we create simply by trying too hard. Let it go, and it comes. Hold too tightly, and it escapes. This is the subtle art of magnetism. One of the most profound yet often misunderstood concepts within the law of attraction is the mirror effect. Simply put, the world around you, your relationships, your circumstances, and your experiences mirrors what is going on inside of you. This means that people don't respond to what you say, but rather to who you are being energetically. You are not attracting what you want, you are attracting what you are. When you chase after love, success, or validation, it reflects a belief of lack within. And so, what does the universe do? It echoes that same frequency of lack right back to you. If deep down you believe you're not good enough, you'll attract situations and people who reinforce that belief. But the reverse is also true. The moment you shift your internal reality, your self-image, your energy, your beliefs, the outer world begins to rearrange itself to reflect this new frequency. This is why inner work is not optional, it's essential. You can repeat affirmations all day long, but if deep down you're carrying shame, guilt, or unworthiness, those emotions will override the words. The mirror doesn't lie. It shows you the truth of your vibration. And it's not to punish you, it's to help you see and transform. Carl Jung famously said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." In the realm of manifestation, this couldn't be more accurate. If your unconscious mind is filled with limiting beliefs about love, money, or self-worth, your reality will reflect those programs over and over until you become aware of them and choose differently. So how do you begin to shift the reflection? You start by shifting your state of being. Instead of focusing on how to make someone love you or how to attract more money, focus on becoming the version of you who naturally receives those things. Not from a place of manipulation or pretending, but from deep alignment. As Neville Goddard taught, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Live from it, not toward it. The mirror effect is not your enemy. It's your greatest teacher. Every time you feel triggered, overlooked, or rejected, ask, what part of me is being shown right now? And then do the inner healing. Because the more whole you become on the inside, the more beautiful the reflection on the outside. Now that you've heard all of this, there's only one real choice left: stop chasing. Not because giving up is the answer, but because the energy behind your pursuit is tainted by neediness, fear, and a desperate desire for validation. True manifestation happens in the silence of certainty. When you no longer need to prove anything, convince anyone, or act out of desperation. You become magnetic the moment you recognize your worth so deeply that you refuse to force what's meant to flow. Stop running. Ground yourself. Become what you're seeking. Because when you finally stop, everything starts coming to you. This is the most powerful paradox of the law of attraction. And it only works for those brave enough to trust before they see. Now it's your turn. Choose your frequency. And the universe will take care of the rest.